organization dedicated to providing education and resources on living a healthy, empowered, and resilient lifestyle. The organization is made up of 3 pillars, and of course it spells out her. And the first pillar is dealing with the mind, the body, and the spirit. So healthy is the first one, which is dealing with the body. We talk about healthcare. We have subject matter experts, a registered nurse, and a director in the healthcare industry that talks about healthcare. Then I have a personal trainer that talks about the fitness. So we're talking about the whole body as a whole from a healthcare perspective. Pillar number 2 is around empowerment. That's your spirit. We have a minister that's on board of our panel that brings it from corporate to ministry perspective. And also that entails leadership and entrepreneurship, which I bring, information about that. The third pillar of her is resilience. And as we know, is resilience as we overcoming obstacles. So I have a subject matter expert, a consultant that talks about that, as well as share with us about your self-brand, your image, and when you coming out of an obstacle, how to really be true to yourself and be true to your whole body, your self-esteem. And so this was created based off of my story, my own journey of being a 15-year breast cancer survivor. And so I wanted to just share not only with women, even though it spells her, but it can go across the board for anybody. Healthy, being empowered, being resilient. There's a lot of times when you're going through a medical issue that you may not have all the answers. Well, somebody else may have gone through that journey. And because of my journey, I can now share my experience and what I've gone through with someone else that will make their journey a little lighter, which is why I created the initiative to provide education and resources to everyone who needs it, no matter the journey that you're going through. But overall, it's just about being healthy, being empowered, and being resilient. That's what I.Am.HER is about.
Thank you so much for that, Julie. It's very enlightening, too. Does anyone have any questions for Julie right now?
I just have a comment. What you're doing is actually perfect, because a lot of people, they don't look at all of that as one unit. They look at their lives as a jigsaw puzzle. They may be physically working on the physical, but they don't have that emotional, spiritual side set up. Or they may be, emotionally strong, but they may be lacking physically because they're not taking care of their bodies. So I think it's very important that people look at all of the big picture, because if one is off, the rest are going to be off. But you may not even realize it because you don't understand how they all are interconnected. So yeah, I totally agree with you, because I'm a life coach. I was a life coach and a wellness coach, so I totally understand where you're coming from. So I think everyone needs to understand that, and everyone needs to hear your story and know about your company, honestly, because it's crucial.
Thank you, Jeff. Really appreciate it.
I agree. I agree. Chanel?
And I'll be sharing a little bit more information after we share some more information on how to get in contact with me. So that's coming in a little later.
Okay. Chanel?
Kudos, Julie. I mean, it's just phenomenal to hear your organization. And you and I have talked briefly about collaborative opportunities between your organization and mine. As the founder of Moonglow Travel, we're a boutique travel consulting company, and we specialize on women's travel as well as romantic getaway. With our women's travel, we have what's called a women's wellness journey, which pretty much talks about some of the same things that you're doing, but we're in a nice, beautiful setting. Those things, and like you said, Jeff, it's not just one-sided. It's your mind, it's your body, and your soul. You have to fuel and heal all of those things to be embodied and to be whole. So I thought 3 things that I thought about, 3 additional R's for your her, in addition to resilience, is some things that we focus on is just to refuel. We talked about you can't pour up. Rediscover. Sometimes it's okay, through the years of change and years of age and life situations, sometimes we just need to rediscover ourselves. And then also rejuvenate.
Oh, yeah, love it.
About spa and self-care and all that stuff. We just got to rejuvenate, peel back some of that old skin and rejuvenate yourself. So just some things to add for that. But super excited, great to have you here, and really kudos to the work that you're doing with her.
Thank you so much. Well, you know what? We could definitely get into that rejuvenate. We are totally open to that piece of it. So yeah, thank you. Let's talk some more about that.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a great fit for you and Chanel. So we'll be happy to hear you guys' feedback and what's the next project or your initial project the two of you are going to be working on. So we'll definitely make sure we can keep our viewers abreast of that and do some little promos for you on Facebook. And
I see a retreat.
there they go.
A retreat coming. A retreat. We can do
Ooh, yes.
Oh.
it.
Yes, honey. Yes, we love that. We love that. And so, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, Julie. Go ahead.
No, so what I was going to say is just to give everyone that's listening in just a little snippet of what I.Am.HER 2 is about, and to encourage everyone that's listening. We have a little video that we'd like to share with you. We hope that it comes through, and we hope that you be empowered and be inspired by this video. So stay tuned for that.
I will be putting that up for them now.
And while she's doing that, if anyone wants to get in contact me or looking for more information, you can email me at julie@iamher2.org. That's julie@iamher2.org. Or you can reach me at 704-906-5350. Hope you all enjoy the video.
Healthy, power, billion, I.Am.HER 2. Created by him, from a rib just to give existence to be her too. A mother, wife, daughter, sister, aunt, cousin, friend, business owner, professional woman, boss chick, the list doesn't end. Driver, survivor, sometimes MacGyver-like creativity. I am her too. If I were you, I would watch her. Not to scrutinize her or to criticize her, but to analyze and epitomize what you can actualize. If you just realize the beauty inside of her too. I know Proverbs 31 is supposed to get the job done when it describes the ideal woman, but we really need a Proverbs 32 to adequately describe who she actually is. A day in the life of her. She can be single, ready to mingle, or married with children, active duty or a civilian. Being her is like 1 in a million. A day in the life of her. Busy, hectic calendar, dealing with the pressures that society hurls while trying to maintain the sensible girl, but wants to lay it down and pick up the fight even though she knows it's not right the way she's been handled. Not too much time left in the day for her soul to mend, and she probably won't get home until 10, go to sleep, wake up, do it all over again the next day. Wake, pray, and slay. Although her journey is her own, we share in her groans, understanding that we can either celebrate or appreciate, but at any rate, recognize that it takes much to be her too. So whether it's me or you and I, we can all rely on the fact that she can't be denied. Even if we try, she can't be anyone other than her too. But I ain't gonna lie, is that a little green I see in your eye? Don't let it be. There's room at the top for you and for me, as long as you can see that you are her too. You're not alone in the struggle. You're not alone in the strife. I am her too, walking through this life. You're not alone in the joys. You're not alone in the pains. I am her too, celebrating all your gains. You're not by yourself, even though it seems to be. You're empowered, resilient, a champion, a warrior princess. We shall decree. So whether it's you and I or me and you, we can all identify with being her too.
That was awesome, Julie. That was awesome.
You got to snap. That was spoken word
Thank
right
you.
there.
Spoken word,
Snap.
Jeff.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That was
Thank you.
amazing.
One part that you did not get to see at the very end, one of my good friends who's part of the I.Am.HER 2 panel, her mother is 102 years old, and she was the last person to say, I am her too. She's 103 this year, but the time that we did the video, she was 102 years old. So if that doesn't empower you or inspire you to live healthy, empowered, and resilient, so again, contact me at julie@IamHer2.org for more information. Thank you for your time. I look forward to sharing more information and collaborating with you, Chanel and Jeff and Dion and everybody on this panel. We family now, so.
Fam for life.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Julie. We're going to have to get Tati to make you the bracelets that say pray, work, pray, and slay. Have to get Tati to make the bracelet, the work, pray, and slay.
I saw a whole line of products. The shirt was amazing. That's phenomenal, Julie. And even what you're saying, I have a lot of mental health associates in Charlotte. And I was just thinking about a few young girls that came to mind that an opportunity to be connected to you women would just be very, very influential in their lives. So I've got your number already. So I'll definitely be talking with you.
Awesome.
Awesome. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. It's all about sharing information, like I said, sharing resources and just educating each other on how to live a better life. That's all it is. My time on earth will be done once that is done.
Well, that was
a great job,
great.
Julie.
And we're
Thank you so much.
For the next phase of what you're doing, Julie, because that is awesome. So can't wait to hear more.
Thank you.
Keep going. Don't stop.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that was great. So Jeff, we know you have a lot that you want to share with us tonight. So let me know where you want to start. You're an author. I know you have some programs that are coming up for kids. So would you like to let our viewers know everything that you got going on right now?
Well, yeah, I have, I'm launching a virtual learning center at the end of the month. And it is going to include Black history for kids, kid entrepreneurship camp, and an adult entrepreneurship camp, as well as some other things I have in the pipeline. I'm doing this for several reasons. Number one, Black history isn't taught in schools like it should be. It's a travesty. I mean, I think we all know about Dr. King and Rosa Parks, nothing against them, but there's so much more to our story. And I grew up, my mother was very Afrocentric, and she was a school teacher for one. And she had books all through the house about, Black history and just Black people. I mean, I still have her Negro encyclopedias in the house. It was like a library of 20 thick Negro encyclopedias, and she made me read them for like book reports when I was little. And I hated it, but as I got older, I realized what she was doing, because then it dawned on me that they don't really teach this in school. And we need to know our history, because the more we know about ourselves, the better off we're going to be as a people, because then we can look at it like, well, if they went through all that, what we're going through now is nothing. We can overcome anything. And so I started the books. I wrote 4 books on Black history. And it was partly because of my son, because I wanted to make sure he knew his history, because I knew he wasn't going to get it in school. And so I just went on it and got started. And I just, I'll show you a couple covers real quick. This is one.
I can pull them up for you, Jeff.
Oh, you can? Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so I got 4 books on Black history. They've been very popular, doing very well. But, and I tried to get them in the schools. I tried to get them in various school systems across the country, and to no avail. And I'm the type that I don't get mad. I don't just get mad, I get even. So I'm like, I'm just going to bypass these people, and I'm going to go directly to the source. And if people want it, they'll take it. If they don't want it, that's okay. So that's basically where it came from. That's the Black history. We need to know our history. I'm tired of people telling our story or telling half of the story or distorting the story or whitewashing the story. I'm sick of it. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. I'm very frustrated. And I think that's part of the reason why we see so much strife in our youth today. If they knew the real story about us, I think things would be a lot different. That's number one. Period. That's number one. The response has been tremendous to the books when people see them. They love the idea, the concept, and everyone says it's time. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this camp. I'm going to do it. I have a lot to say, just like Julie. My time ain't done yet. I got a whole lot more coming, but I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to try. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to put myself out there, and I'm going to go for it. And people will either like it or they don't. Period. That's it. So I'm good. I'm at peace, and I'm happy that I'm doing it because I feel like I'm doing my part to try to help our community. There are many different things we can do to help our community. So many different things. You just got to find where you fit in. All of us aren't the same. We're not monolithic. You have your strengths. You have your talents. I have mine. I'm not going to step on your toes. You're not stepping on mine. I'm not going to try to tell you what you need to do, but I know what I need to do, and I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm not going to sit back and complain. I'm going to put it out there and make the effort. And that's basically my mindset when I do anything. I'm trying to, help in the way I know how to help. So that's where the Black history is coming from. And then the entrepreneurship that's my real passion, to be honest with you. That's my baby because I'm a businessman by heart. I was a financial advisor years ago. I don't know if you guys saw the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, but after I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that's that. I'm Billy Ray. If he can do it, I can do it. And that was it. And so Dion, like that. It's the truth though. I kid you not, it's the truth. I was like 15 years old and I was like, oh my God, I found it. This is my life. And so I got my license as a stockbroker. I sold stock. I worked with rich clients, and it was like an amazing time in my life. But it taught me something very, very important. And they kept drilling into our head, motivational quotes and all that. You got to stay positive. You got to learn how to sell and sell yourself and believe in your product. They taught us that. But what I really learned, and I carry it to this day, is you got to be a forward thinker. You don't buy stocks based on what's going on today. You buy based on what you think is going to happen, based on trends 2, 5, 10 years from now. You build your position before the public gets all hyped up and excited about it. So by the time they get excited, then that's when you can cash out, per se. So that mindset, I still have it to this day. And so I look at, trends and say, okay, what is going to be really important in our community or just in communities in general next year, year after that, whatever. That's where the virtual camps came in, because I saw the internet is just blowing up. It's blowing up. Everybody's on the internet. Everybody's on their cell phone, literally like this, all day, every day. They're looking at something. Why can't they look at my product? Why can't they look at what I'm doing? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to see what I can do to get online to get people's attention. Now, the teacher in me is like, okay, what can I do to motivate and educate? Black history, entrepreneurship, because they do not teach neither one in school. And it's a travesty that we are only taught to go to school and get a job and work for somebody else. That's ridiculous. You got to at least know how to start your own business. Even if you don't want to, at least know how to get out there and make your own money. Because see, now people are laid off and they stuck. And people are hoping and praying that we get another stimulus check. I think we will get one. Actually, I'm 99% sure we will. However, I'm not finna wait on that. I'm finna get out there and hustle and get my own. And if it's not enough, I ain't worried about it. I ain't gonna lose sleep because I know how to hustle and get mine. That's the entrepreneurship. That's that talent that we all need to have. It's like that old phrase, give a man a fish to eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. I'm trying to teach our kids how to fish. I'm trying to teach our kids about passive income, multiple streams of income, starting a business, entrepreneurship. I'm trying to teach them that they don't have to wait on somebody to get them a job. They can be like, you know what? I ain't got to put up with your BS. I ain't got to put up with this racism at this job. I ain't got to put up with you passing me over for a job. No, I ain't got to put up with that. I ain't got to hope, wish, and pray that somebody take care of me. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm sure y'all can feel how my emotion, because that's exactly how I feel, because I get so angry because I see it, I lived it, and I'm tired of it. And I see so many young people, they're stuck, they're nervous, they're scared, they're afraid, because like, oh my God, I just graduated, ain't no jobs out here. No, man, you got this right here. If you know how to use this, it's not an iPhone, Chanel. I'm so sorry. Don't laugh at me. Don't say it. Stay on mute. Just stay on mute. You ain't gotta say nothing. Julie, I see you. See, y'all got me sidetracked. But anyway. I just had to throw that in there. But no, the internet is where it's at, and you got to use what the tools that you have. And if you can, the sky is the limit. And so that's basically what I'm doing. And if people can just understand that and not be afraid to even try, and to know that the possibilities are there, then they can do it. I'll just say this real quick. When I was a financial advisor, I was a rookie. And I remember I went into the office, and they have a list on the wall of how much people are making a month. And these guys, they like 25, 30, 35 years old. You would not believe how much they're making a month. You guys are making $40, $50, $60,000 a month as stockbrokers. And mind you, I'm 25. I'm like, oh my God, there are people out here really living like this. So can you imagine how you would feel when you know you can make that kind of money and you don't have a boss, someone looking over your shoulder, and you're making that every single month? That's where we need to be as a people. We need to be able to make money like that. And once we can do that, we ain't got to worry about somebody's job. We ain't got to worry about somebody trying to tell us what to do. If we can make our own money, the sky's the limit of what we can do as a people. And I think that is one of the missing links as far as us. If we can create our own and have our own businesses and employ our own and create big businesses. I'm not talking about mom and pops. I'm talking about big businesses where we get the big companies and we can like start issuing shares and put them on stock exchanges. That's where the real money's at. That's where the real money's at. And that's what I'm trying to get people to start thinking and understanding. So that's where my mind is, and that's where I'm headed. That's where I'm headed.
You got me in the amen corner, because I'm just always preach,
yes.
preach.
Yes.
Preach.
I'm just being honest, man.
Look, I'm looking for my change so I can put it in the offering.
Yes, Jeff.
You can start putting up a Cash App, Jeff.
That's right.
Yes.
We probably got people up there now. Oh, I'm gonna invest in Jeff. Jeff, what's his name? I'm gonna invest in Jeff. Yes,
if you have a passion for something, and you gotta learn how to articulate and get people involved. But see, what I learned is get people involved, but show them a benefit at the same time.
Yes.
You said it in your video, Julie. There's room at the top for everybody. And that's how I feel. If I could teach you how to become successful, we will all be so happy. I personally do not want to be the only one in my circle who's doing well, because then I got to worry, oh man, is he around me because he's trying to get paid? Is he around me because he want my money? No. And I told you guys this before. We all can be successful. There's no law saying we all can't be successful. So if we all are successful, we all can break bread together, and you ain't got to worry about that. I'm trying to get in your pocket because you know I got my own pockets.
Right. Jeff, I just want to say, brother, the marriage of, in your virtual account, of the Black history and the entrepreneurship, I mean, I don't know if you can get a more timely union right now.
I know.
With everything going on,
Mm-hmm.
it is such a necessity and such a need. When I was misunderstood as a teen, and one of the first times I was misunderstood as a teen and I needed to have a couple of days out of school, it was behind me challenging my teacher on Christopher Columbus discovering anything. And I was very 13 with it and all that other stuff, so it led to my being misunderstood. But the truth is she was also very embarrassed, because what she was teaching, like you said, Jeff, it wasn't just a half truth, it was a whole lie. You know, it was an entire, and that garbage is still there. Just a couple more things. I know someone that I would love to put you in touch with. I was a part of a mentoring program in the high schools around here in Winston-Salem last year. And a good friend of mine, the name of the program was From the Heart. And he's been a superintendent of more than one school district, inclusive of Rochester, New York, and things of this nature. And he has a Black history book as well. The other thing I wanted to say is I love when you were saying forward thinking and that ESP type of quality. I'm not doing it for this. In church world, we call it almost being prophetic, you know, looking ahead, not looking at right now. The word success, it has two connotations. We often know it in our country and in our culture as materials and whatever that looks like. But the word success also means what comes after. But when a king is looking for someone to come behind him, he's picking a successor. And I love the way you was talking about forward thinking, because it leads to success. I really don't know if there's a better way, especially for minorities, Black, brown, women in a certain place, in a certain position. I don't know if anything's better than entrepreneurship. Well, you're never gonna get what you're looking for from someone else's hand, you know? And brother, I just commend you on your very, very, very good work. And yes, like Chanel said, send us your Cash App, and how do we get in? Because we don't just pray, we pay. You feel me?
It's all coming, man. It's all coming. I appreciate that. But let me tell you something else. So I made a YouTube video a couple weeks ago, and I was just watching TV, and I saw this athlete, NFL player, and he surprised his dad with a car. I mean, we all see that story, and the parents are happy. Everyone starts crying, and it gets 1,000, shares and likes and comments. This is what I want to see. I want to see an athlete or anybody give their parents rental property or a duplex or a franchise. Can you imagine a video that athlete taking his dad out someplace and be like, hey, Dad, look at that over there. Well, look, that Popeyes, well, I'm looking at that. That's yours. That's your franchise. You bought me a Popeyes chicken? I mean, it's something as simple as that. It's kind of funny, but it's not. If you really, really think about it, if we bought businesses and gifted them to our family members, that way, when my career is over, we got something. We got something, because now I done gave my family a business. We got our little kids, they in the business trying to learn how the business is running. We didn't hire people to operate the business for us. A car is great, but that car gonna break down, and then you stuck. Somebody gotta pay for that to get it fixed. You got franchises, you got people employed, you are learning business. Eventually you can get another franchise, or you get a duplex, and you just got money coming in. I want to see us start to gift businesses to each other. I would love to see that. That's what my mind thinks. That's how I think. How can we come up? We need businesses and ownership, so that way we ain't got to worry about trying to impress somebody else to give us a job, because we can create our own jobs. That's just how I think, and that's where I'm headed.
Or wait for that COVID check, or not the COVID, the stimulus check, because you have enough savings coming up and enough revenue coming in from your business. Okay, if the stimulus check comes, great. There's a little bit more money in my pocket, but you're not waiting on that to pay something. So, I love too, and I won't take up too much time so Chanel can jump in. But I wrote down too the forward thinking. That really stood out to me. And then how you want to show young entrepreneurs or young men and women how to start a business, because even some adults, and I think you said you have an adult camp as well too, don't really know the true steps of how to start a business or an LLC, what all of that mean. Or what I didn't know until a long time ago is that you had to pay an annual report for your LLC, right? Who knew that? I didn't. So, okay, that type of stuff, right? So I commend you, Jeff.
Not only that, it's a whole different mindset when you own your own business. I mean, think about it. As an employee, you're used to getting a paycheck every 2 weeks. As an entrepreneur, man, what? You don't know when that check coming. So that right there is a whole mindset shift. You got to have that whole different mindset. You're going to have family members saying, man, you ain't made no money yet. It's been 6 months. You need to go on and quit. That's because they used to getting that check every 2 weeks. It's a whole different mindset. Even little things like that can be the difference between being successful and not being successful. And I talk about all that in my camp. I break it down.
Jeff, I'll ask you this really quickly. and I'm entrepreneurial myself. And my contracting, even some of the things Julie mentioned, learning about LLC and stuff. If you knew those kind of things, the contracts even you do, that would boost your stimulus check even now. Because as a contractor, you can get a different level of a stimulus check. But I just want to ask you, is the ultimate goal, even with the monies accrued and gathered and gained, is the ultimate goal freedom?
Oh, financial freedom is number one. That's number one. Julie, I was listening very closely to your speech, not your speech, your video. And I'm going to use the woman who's 102, 103. We all want to be retired. And when we envision being retired, we envision being, happy, sitting back, chilling, watering our gardens or whatever. But the reality is a lot of us are going to be sick. A lot of us are going to be broke. And that retirement that we thought we were going to live on, that 401k, is going to be gone. And Alethea, this is why I keep coming back to that passive income. Passive income. You got money coming in every month. You get sick. It's like, oh man, I'm sick. Oh, well, I still got this check coming in, But if you got to live off that retirement savings, oh man, you stuck. So if you're 102 years old and you still got passive income coming in and nobody got to take care of you, you might be in a nursing home, but you got the money to take care of it. That's where it's at. And people just don't think about that. They think, oh, I'm going to get this retirement. I got my 401k and I'm going to be straight. They say all it takes is one tweak and that stock market is going to crash. And then where's your money? But if you got that passive income coming in, if you got that franchise, you got that rental property, you still got money coming in. So you don't care what's going on in the stock market. So yes, financial freedom is the key. That's where it's at. And once you got financial freedom, all bets are off because can't nobody mess with you.
Okay, so two things for me, because Jeff, I listen on a different way, and I saw a webinar, LLC webinar. That's all I'm saying. Me, you, and Julie, get it out there. Get it out there, because there was a lot of stuff, like I was saying, as Julie pointed out too, trying to get my film going and have my little production company and everything. And when it came to funding, different places, you have to be registered if you're going to get people to invest in your company. And that I learned a lot from that, because I just wasn't set up the way that I should be for people to invest in my production company, to be recognized on so many different levels as a production company. It wasn't enough for me to get a website. I had to do a whole lot of things. And I think people should see the difference between the LLC and a sole proprietorship, right? There's a big difference. I learned the difference in that too. So I think a webinar with that would be great.
I'll say this real. Go ahead. Somebody gonna say something?
Oh, I was going to. You go ahead and say what you're going to say, and then I want to follow back up with you for the Black History, because I want to pull those up for you.
Okay. First off, I always get a kick out of when celebrities or business owners get sued, and people are like, yeah, they're gonna get all their money. No, you're not getting a dime, because if they got an LLC or they're in a corporation, the LLC, the business over here, their personal assets over here, they're separated. You ain't getting nothing. You think you are, and they will keep rolling. The LLC or the corporation protects you from any type of lawsuit, because you will get sued. Somebody will come after you one day. It may not be tomorrow, but if you are successful enough, somebody's gonna try to get in your pockets. So if you got that LLC set up, you're gold. Also, when you have that, it legitimizes you as a business. I'll tell you real quick. This is one of my mistakes. I had my books, and this city wanted to buy $2,500 worth of my books, and I did not have my tax ID set up. And it took too long for it to get set up, and the deal didn't go through. So that was very, very upsetting. And so I'm saying this because we all make mistakes as business owners. The key is to learn from them, and don't think, oh my God, I'm ruined, it's over. Mistakes is how you become successful in business. That's how you become successful. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. There you go. It's steps. It's levels to this. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to own up to your mistakes, because what happens is if you tell someone the mistake you made, if they're successful and they understand the mindset, they're going to be like, oh, that's what you did? Let me help you. This is what you need to do. If you find someone's going to say, oh, man, you dumb, you stupid, that's not the person you want to listen to, because they don't have the right mindset. You want to get with people who understand, who have made mistakes, who will take under their wing and take you and guide you and show you the way to go. But anyway, you got to get that LLC. I don't care what business you're in. If you're in a business, you got to get it. You got to. Because if you don't, they will take your house, your car, your clothes, your Jordans, everything. We've got the LLC.
He said Jordan. Tina said Jordan. Julie, did you
Yes,
say
I
Jordan?
did. I said Jordan.
He said
Yeah. They even take your Android, too.
Jeff, don't let them shame
Now, they
you.
should take that. They
Jeff,
should
don't
take
let them
that.
shame you. The people in my
They
production.
should take that, Jeff.
Jeff, I'm in a
We're
production
going to let them
company.
take that Android.
I was looking right at Chanel. I'm looking at you, Chanel. I'm talking to you.
No one.
Brother Jeff, I'm in a production company, and one of the people that are with me on this screen is in it. They shamed me into getting the iPhone because I was being frugal with my money, and they shamed me into getting one. Don't fall to the peer pressure. Stay strong.
It's all good. Go on and say what you got to say, Chanel.
Oh, it's coming.
You too, Julie. I thought we were. That's okay, though. It's all good. Oh, okay.
Wait a minute, she got the one with the three cameras. I don't have the one with the three cameras.
Hey, it's Apple. They're all Apple. It's all that matters. They all Apple. Apple, Android, meh.
Now, I love Apple. I just don't have one for various reasons. I say that. I will say this one more thing, though. No, you want to say something, Letha? Go ahead. I'll say this later. Go ahead.
So let me pull up about the camps. So first one I'm going to pull up is the Black History. Okay. You guys can see?
I love it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, Jeff, this is so smart already.
Yeah, for sure.
What I'll do is every day I'm going to talk about a different Black person, inventor, someone from Africa. I'm even going to throw in a couple of revolutionaries in there too from time to time. I'm going to talk about them, and what we're going to do is going to have crafts too to make it interactive. So
Nice.
we're going to make it a lot of fun. It's going to be fun and education at the same time. And I'm going to try to talk about people that they may not necessarily be well versed about, so they can really get a feel for some of the things that we've done. And I'm going to throw in a little motivational stuff in there too for them.
Okay.
So the class, depending on when it is, it'll either be 5 60-minute sessions or 4 60-minute sessions. If it's 4, it'll split up over a couple of weeks because I know school's starting back up soon, but I'm still going to keep doing the camps. I'll be doing them either at night or on the evenings. But yeah, we're going to keep doing it. And like I said, it's only an hour, and it'll be something that is needed, period, because they're not going to learn it. February's a long way off anyway.
Definitely.
And so I'm going to see next one, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, real quick, with the kids camp, is there a specific age range?
I'm going to start out kindergarten to 8th grade.
Okay. And is it individual or group?
It's going to be a group. It's going to be on Zoom.
Okay.
It's going to be on Zoom. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to be talking kind of like here, but I'm going to have using pictures and have like full color pictures. Like, for example, I'm going to have, put up pictures of the person like this here so they can see them, and have pictures of their inventions and little stuff like that so they can get a visual of who it is. Visualization is very important, especially for young people, because then if they see someone who looks like them, like, wow, they did that? Ooh, then I can do it too. It's all these little things you got to think about. They need to see someone who looks like them being successful, aside from just playing basketball and rapping. So if they can see the Black person who invented a machine to remove cataracts, like, wow, a Black woman invented a machine to remove cataracts? Or a Black man invented a machine to upgrade the elevator, make it what it is today? Or a Black woman invented home security systems like ADT? Wow, are you serious? Yeah, They need to see that. They need to actually see it, not just talk about it. They need to see that person's face and what they look like. So yeah, it's going to be very visual, very interactive, where we're doing crafts. So they're going to be making something. So when the Zoom is over, they have something in their hand they can take with them and say, oh, look what I did. Why'd you do that? I was in a Black History camp. That's why.
That is awesome, Jeff.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm on a mission, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of what's going on. And the problem is, so many of us, we wait on someone else to do something, and we all can do something on our own level. Just do something. And this is what I can do. Yeah. And this is what I'm going to try and do.
So, Jeff, real quick, is there a registration to join the camp, or is it just open to the public and, until you fill up the spaces?
Yeah, it's going to be a registration. It's going to be $15 for the entire week of sessions, or 4 or 5 sessions. It's not set up yet because I'm still getting my website set up. I haven't officially launched it yet, but it's going to start the end of the month. And when it does, I'm going to put it all out. I'm still getting my website together and all the little fine tuning. But yeah, it's going to be out, and I'm going to have all the links and everything. And Alethea, I'll probably have you help me with a video for that too.
Okay, cool beans. And Dion, task for you. I know you work with kids too.
Yes.
Different ages. So Mahogany Productions will pay for 5 kids to attend Jeff's sessions.
Got you.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for that as well. Absolutely.
And so, Jeff, I got your virtual entrepreneur camp for kids up now.
Okay, perfect.
And you know what? I.Am.HER too will, thank you, Alethea, for that. I think I'll join in with you. I'll sponsor 5 kids as well.
Oh, wow. You guys are awesome.
Count me in too.
Well, don't stop the party. I got 5 on it too.
You got 5 on it? There you go. He went left again.
You got 5 on it.
He did it again. He went left. He went left. Not even a soft left. He went a hard left. That's okay. Hey, I appreciate that. But again, it's all for helping each other in the future, because it is really for a good cause. Because what happens is what they learn will go with them. And you never know how it can affect a young person mentally. I can still remember some things I learned when I was like 7, 8 years old. And people thought, wow, that was important to you? Like, yes, it was. So you never know how you can impact a young child. You never know. So you just want to do everything you can.
True. Because I know Jeff has given Tatsi resources so that she can get her LLC out there and do her branding. So yeah, definitely.
Oh, definitely. I told her to call me anytime.
She goes off course sometimes with those calls, but that's okay.
Oh, that's, yeah. She's like Dion. She just.
I love Tasha. She's my favorite niece.
Tasha can't be on the phone that long together either. Nope.
Well, Jeff, bottom line, I think is what we're talking about here is really creating generational wealth.
Absolutely.
Generational poverty. A lot of Black children we don't have those fathers, grandfathers, mothers, grandmothers who are successful business owners to look up to, or to teach us the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts. We don't have it, unfortunately. So I think this is about creating that foundation and giving youth, or even young adults or adults, that entrepreneurship mindset is what it's about. And it's better to start now, the 8, 9, 12, 13, 17, 18-year-olds, so that when they're ready, they have those tools and those resources to launch successfully, instead of being the 35, 45-year-old. It's like, oh, you know what? Now's the time that, and we don't have access to those resources. So it's a little bit more challenging compared to when we're really planting these seeds at a younger age. We're increasing the opportunities for them to blossom and be successful. So definitely kudos and hats off to you. So again, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but definitely Moonglade would definitely sponsor a couple of
I appreciate that.
I might even put mine in.
let me say this too, about entrepreneurship too. A lot of people tell adults, oh, you just start a business, you do this, do that. It's not that easy. I'm an optimist. I'm also a realist, because you got bills to pay. How you gonna quit your job and you still got rent, you got a car note, you got to pay your gas, I mean, seriously, and you got kids, just throw it out the window. So now if you have to do all of that, it's going to be really, really hard to buckle down and start a business, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. A lot of people will be intimidated, and they think they have to get it all right now. So it's all these little mind games you have to think about. But if you at least know the different things you can do, even on a small scale, that can be a huge help and advantage to you to get started. So eventually you can quit your job and do that full time. And I tell people all the time, if you want, just work on your business part time and just keep steadily working it. Learn the ropes, learn your craft. You may not make any money in the beginning, but that's okay. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. Eventually it'll start to click, and the money start to come in like a little trickle. And then you keep doing it, and eventually you may be able to back off a little bit on your regular job, and eventually it could take a couple of years, but in time you could get there. So it's harder for adults to just start a business, because like you say, for one, Chanel, they don't know, they don't understand the concepts, they don't have the mindset. They're in that employee mode. They got to have that check every 2 weeks. But with a kids, you know, they're a lot more free. They're not as afraid. They don't have as many responsibilities. So you can teach them, and then they go, oh, you know, I have all these different options now. And then they'll be ready, willing, and able to, you know, at least look at the options. I'm not saying every kid's going to be an entrepreneur, but they should at least understand the terms and concepts. So if worse comes to worse and their back's against the wall, then they know they have options. They can start to do something else on their own.
Agreed. I know one of the things I looked at too, trying to venture out and say, okay, that's it, corporate America, I'm getting tired of you. I thought in the simplest term is, let me see how I can replace the check that corporate America is giving me. So if you're paying me $1,000, $1,700, $2,000 a week, whatever the case may be, what streams of income in my company can I create to replace you? If I can get that way for a period of time, you know, then it's like, okay, I got that momentum. Adios, I'm gone. Thank you very much for the experience, and keep it moving. So that was the reality of the decision that I made. So virtual entrepreneur camp for kids. And was there another one you wanted me to share, Jeff?
The adult camp, that's going to be 4 sessions, 90 minutes each. And I'm going to talk about a variety of topics pertaining to being an entrepreneur as an adult. I'm going to talk about the mindset of an entrepreneur. I'm going to talk about the different trials and tribulations that are going to be in store, and to understand that it doesn't happen overnight. These little things are very important. Then I'm going to talk about the basic nuts and bolts of the LLCs and all of that stuff too. But for me, it's to look at it from a different angle, and that angle is the mindset. And you have to go into it understanding how it works. And if you have family, and you live with people and their employees, they have to understand what you're doing too, because they can just throw negativity at you because they don't understand what you're going through, and they can frustrate you because you don't have that support. What I'm going to teach people, or, you know, explain, is how they can navigate through that and get those people on their side and understand what they're doing too. So all these little things are very important to be successful. No one wants to run a business and have no support. Why aren't they supporting you? Maybe because they don't understand what you're doing and the mindset it takes to be an entrepreneur, or they don't see the benefit of it as well. And so like you said, Dion, generational wealth, you know, financial freedom, that's a huge thing. That's huge, you know, so they have to understand. So it's all these little things I'm going to be talking about. So it's like the flyer says, bring out the entrepreneur within, and you have to do it starting right up here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff, that speaking to that, just that specific aspect right there of as you put your faith and your works together, because that leap of faith off the side of the mountain could end in tragedy, right? So we want to be very calculated with our risks. But when you put that faith to work, it is difficult. I have been through it. And as a younger entrepreneur and a lot more immature entrepreneur, it was, y'all don't get it. Y'all got the slave mentality, you know, and that didn't do nothing but perpetuate the argument. But It was a matter of making people see the vision, if you will, making them understand, like you said, they just don't see it as you do, and giving them a lens to where they can see it. That is so smart, bro.
That's it. That's it. They got to see the lens. That's it. They got to understand. If they don't understand and understand your perspective, they'll never get it. But you, as an entrepreneur, have to understand their perspective too and see where they're coming from. If you understand their point of view, that way you have an advantage. It's almost like chess. You know, if you understand their move and their perception, then you can kind of, you know, get in it, and so they can understand and relate a little bit better. Very important. That way you can get support. That's when they can start to support you, because that's when they can start to understand.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on mute.
I was just echoing you, saying, well said, brother. Was very that is so good for the psyche and the mind and that exchange. You know, it's not just a gimme, especially in that entrepreneur. Because probably some of those people you might be having an argument with, fuss with, that don't understand you, they could be some of your customers.
And your best ally.
And your best allies. And they could be an arm's length away. Absolutely.
My motto is planting seeds. They may not understand today, but if you articulate in a way they can get it and they can start to think about it, maybe in a week, a month, a year, like, oh, now I get it. They may not be ready right now, but if you explain it to them and try to explain it from their perspective, before you know it, they'll be right there with you, backing you up, because then they understand.
Smart, brother. Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Jeff. I believe we're going to get a lot of feedback and questions asking Jeff. But definitely going to be a part two. Definitely a part two.
Let me say one more thing real quick. This is slightly off topic, but this is something we all need to think about. I'm a ghostwriter and I'm an editor, and I got a little money about a week ago. And so I was like, I'm going to buy me some Jordans. I really did say that. Chanel, just stop it.
Buy iPhone.
I'm going to leave you alone. But anyway, you know what I bought? I bought it for my son. I bought him some silver. Bought him some silver bars. And they haven't come in yet. I'm going to get him this silver and say, hey, this is yours. You know what this is? This is treasure. This is money. We're going to start collecting silver. Some people collect shoes, jerseys, rocks, whatever. We're going to start collecting silver. You know, your mom may have thrown away your comic books when you was little, but I promise you ain't going to throw away that silver. And so then when he gets older, he can be like, oh, wait a minute. This silver's worth some money. Now he going to understand. Y'all saw him, he's only 8 years old. But these little things you can do, silver is only like $20 an ounce. What if you start buying silver for your kids and explaining to them this is money? What if you do that? $20. Before you know it, you buy these little coins. Say, oh, look at these little coins, these little silver bars. Before you know it, you got a stack. And what if it goes from $20 to like gold? Gold is like $1,800 an ounce. You never know where it's going to be. And your kids got all this silver. That's a whole nother mindset that we can do for our youth, because people collect stuff all the time. Think about the stuff people collect. Shoes, everything, video games. What if you start collecting some silver? What if you do that? Just think about it. These little things we can do for our kids that can just put them on a whole nother mindset. And it's just a whole nother world.
I agree with Jeff. My mother used to collect those silver dollars back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
She was saving them for us being myself and my older sister. Of course, I didn't know and understand that at the time.
But you do now.
Yeah, but the corner man at the candy store, he was happy to get them when I went and got all that candy. So it's a good story. Flashback, not so great. Flashback, not so great.
If you got silver bars, you're not going to be taking them to the candy store. You're going to put them bad boys up.
Thank you, Jeff. That's awesome, brother.
Just little things like that we can do for our kids. Just put them on a whole other mindset. Just little things we can do.
Right.
Yeah. So this is definitely going to be a part 2, probably a part 3. And there are some other things I see we're going to be getting as far as collaborations out of this. Making sure Jeff classes are full for his Bible study,
Praise the Lord.
that Bible study on brain, but for his history study classes and the entrepreneurships for the youth, there's going to be some great knowledge that they need to obtain.
Faith the size of a mustard seed. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and, I know Chanel is excited to tell us about what we can do for the 4th of July. So
Oh, yes, Chanel.
let me bring up her, so you guys can see her promo too. There we go.
Hey, that is awesome. That's so dope. Thank you. That's great. Between you and Julie came up with a phenomenal name, Chanel's Crazy Staycation. So thank you to her. Shout out to her. But just real quick, I know we're going to wrap up, but just some things. I know obviously a lot of us are on lockdown and shut down, and stay-at-home orders are slightly being lifted during this pandemic and all the quarantine gas. So just a couple of things. So depending upon the person. So if we're talking about those folks that, honestly, travel is starting again. A lot of borders are opening up as far as Mexico, the Caribbean, things like that. So there are those brave folks that are out there, weathering the storm and traveling currently. But there are a lot of things that you should put in place, obviously safety measures to make sure that you're safe and, you're traveling safely, because the more that you travel, whether it be plane, train, even automobile, you're exposing yourself to potentially catching the virus. So my recommendation is even what I recommend to my clients is just kind of wait it out, especially through this summer. So what we've been talking about a lot is more staycation. So literally staying in home. Sometimes you can't make it to the destination, but bring the destination to your home. We'll have internationally themed nights. So we'll have, Italian wine, or we'll have pasta, Italian desserts. We'll even throw on some music or, decor, those type of things where you can kind of bring it, into your home to experience the destination. A lot of destinations or even museums are doing these virtual experiences where you can kind of tour a museum online, or you can kind of do a virtual tour of a destination in the comfort of your own home, safe from the virus. But for those who kind of want to expand out and may want to have that traditional 4th of July barbecue, I definitely, once again, say safety measures need to be put in place. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, hand sanitizer if water and soap is not available. But those are kind of some, like I said, if you can't travel, if you do travel, be safe. If you can't travel, bring the destination in home. Or even just to kind of outside of the 4th of July, we do movie night, we do game night, we do outdoor water play, arts and crafts. So just to be creative, there are tons of things that we can do to kind of keep our sanity and, explore each other in home by staying safe as well. So those are a couple of things. I mean, we've also talked about camping. My husband and I don't know if you guys heard of Getaway House. It's kind of like a mini, I guess like a tiny home in the woods, kind of like glamping. So the glamorous side of camping, not your traditional tent. So we're going to be exploring something like that, just he and I, in a couple of weeks. But RV road trips are been pretty popular. We've been seeing a lot of our clients exploring those as well. So tons of opportunities. And I'll be happy to share more. I know we're getting kind of short on time, but I'd be happy to share more on a part 2 or so, or can send some of those things for you to display as well.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Chanel. And so I want to pull up one more thing.
Those ideas are so creative, Chanel. Those are amazing.
We got to keep our sanity. Seriously, we have to stay sane,
Sure.
protect our mental health and protect our peace and just have fun. I really appreciate this time together with my husband and my children. Sometimes not so much, but for the most part, because typically we're going. I'm at work, he's at work, they're at school, we're doing stuff, and we really don't have this time to spend together. So I do appreciate it, and I want to make the most of it. So we
I
try to
think you're needed.
okay.
You're what you're doing is very needed because people, from what I have seen on a personal level, a lot of people are like really stressing out. A lot of them are really stressing out.
Yes,
That's why I
they
was
are.
beyond, take care of yourself because that one little thing that can teeter you over the edge. So yeah, Chanel, what you're doing is very important. Just giving people ideas because I think part of the problem is we're so bombarded with this negativity that's hitting us every single way, every direction. We don't have time to sit down and think
Yeah.
of what we can do to relax and how we can ease this stress. And so for you to come on and give these little ideas, people can be like, wow, maybe I need to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that can help. So it is these little small things we can do. Even a virtual tour can just take you away,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
Not just for, we talk about family, the things that we could do for families. If you have small children, and there are things that we need to do as couples. We talked about this last week about being intentional about quality time, filter in and pouring into your relationship. That's important. Then yourself. My kids know self-care Sunday is real. When mommy puts on her Erica Badu and lights those candles and you hear that bath water running, don't you come over here.
Right.
They know. I need that for me so
Yeah.
I can be the mom and wife that they need me to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all levels to that.
Let me say real quick, a lot of people don't understand they need me time. They don't understand they need that me time for their own sanity. Not only that, the people around them don't understand they need that me time. You gotta let people know, hey, I gotta take a break.
Yeah.
You gotta let them know, and you gotta let yourself know. Okay, I gotta unplug from all this news. It's driving me crazy. I gotta turn off the TV. I gotta do what I gotta do. So for you, hitting them candles and that music, and that, hey, if that works for you, that's what you do. But people have to find what's gonna work for them. But that's the key. Find something that works for you.
Right.
Definitely.
Especially now, if everyone's stressed. I mean, whether you're impacted directly by the virus financially, people are losing jobs, people's businesses are struggling um, physically. People are getting the virus. People are having, family members that are drastically impacted by the virus.
Yeah.
And then the fact of you being home.
Yeah.
Also add on. Everybody doesn't have a nice, rosy home environment that they're in, that they're forced to be in. So there are a lot of avenues that we have to consider and what things, even very small and minute, we can do to stay safe and healthy mentally and physically at home. And have fun if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, that the creativity that you're bringing with your business, Chanel, because health is wealth, and like Jeff said, mental health is the most important wealth out of that. Because being able to reset, and we often get into, just with vacations, we get into the routine of a habit and the habit of a routine being programmed. I'm off for this amount of time. I'm going somewhere, and all of that's changed now. So I'm like Jeff said, this piece that you have, I would just be very honest with you. My mother's birthday is July 6th, and we usually have a cookout right around this time and a barbecue right around this time. And I mean, it's 200 to 300 people that come in and out. There have literally been a few people that have been upset because, we were just like, no, we cannot have the cookout. We can't have it this year. And we'll do the electric slide at Thanksgiving or something. I don't know, but yeah, hopefully, right, Jeff. But yeah, it's the safety and the sanity is so important, and they're married right now. We can't separate them. Awesome job, Chanel.
Let me say this real quick. I'm sorry.
I like that safety and sanity thing. I like that, Dion.
I gotta say this. If you listen to what everyone has said very closely, we are all intertwined with our businesses. Did y'all really think about that? So I'm listening to you, Chanel, and I'm listening, and I remember what Julie was saying. It's like, my God, y'all businesses are a neck and neck. All of us have something that we can bring to the table to help each other, even as businesses grow. I mean, it's amazing. And the problem that I see is we don't want to work together. We think we have to just do it all separate. But it really is a community in many, many different ways. And this, just talking to you guys tonight, just showed me how much we have in common, more than I ever really thought possible.
Yeah, you talk about physical health, mental health, financial health, it all
Social health.
together. So, yeah, I mean, it really just all intertwines so nicely. You're right, Jeff. I agree.
And those weaknesses, the strengths ties into the weaknesses as well. So, yeah, I think we have a good team.
And you're the glue, Alethea. You brought us all together. You're the mothership. You're the glue. Like Parliament Funkadelic. No, okay, I'm done. Let me go on mute. I'm done.
Yeah, because Dion's dancing over there. The only thing missing is a disco ball.
I was thinking of Professor, what's the X-Man? Professor,
Really?
Oh,
Really?
I don't know. I was just thinking.
X-Men?
Yeah.
X-Men.
All right. I'm tired. Maybe it's past bedtime.
I would rather be Optimus at this point. Optimus keeps them going internationally, worldwide, through the universe. But we do. We have a click. We have a bond, and we've learned what our weaknesses are, and we're not afraid to share them. And we know what our strengths are, and we're not afraid to share those as well. And it doesn't take away from what someone else needs to do to shine for what they need to say. And so I like that about us. I do. You're on mute, Dion.
I was echoing Jeff. Alethea, we absolutely appreciate your gathering. It is I have learned things from Jeff tonight that I thought I knew. But you just keep getting sharper, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your words, Jeff, and they are sentiments of my heart. Chanel's creativity with I'm like Jeff. I did recognize it tonight. I did recognize it, Jeff, and it was just Chanel's creativity with what she does. How do you get people out of the house without getting them out of the house? When it's better for them to stay in the house, no matter what they think, even. And it's just so important. And I really, really, really appreciate the environment of this conversation. Atmosphere is everything. And I appreciate it. I do. Yeah.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us, Dion. And as your mom improves, we hope you'll still be able to join in. We'll always keep her in thoughts and prayers.
Thank you so much.
So Chanel went through with her staycations. Does anybody have any last words that they want to say? I know we've had a full show tonight.
Yeah.
Shared a lot of things.
Well, I'll jump in and jump out really quick. Again, the conversation, it is amazing. The running of it, and it's inexhaustible as I see now. Because of the need, as I see, and I'm so just glad to be a part. And thank you for your prayers with Mom and everything like that. And I've just always got so much commentary. I'm glad to be a part of this forum right here. Thank you so much.
Well, we are glad you are. And it's like I've been telling you for about 2 years now, Fam for Life.
Yes.
Jeff knows he is. He's been in the picture some 20-something years now. So Jeff is already chained to the ankle. He can't go nowhere.
I'm good with that. I'm fine. I got no complaints.
Any last words, Chanel?
I would just ditto Jeff and Dion. It's always fruitful when we have these conversations and these discussions. And Jeff always leaves me charged up. He always has something good. I'm like, oh, what can I do now? Or, oh, I need to do this. So I do definitely appreciate us all getting together. We do have a great connection and bond. And I think we all have, as a package, something to deliver to our community and our viewers. So thank you again. And it was great to be here tonight.
Yeah. And no, Julie had to drop because she had to go, but I think her sentiment would be the same. This was a great show. We shared a lot and we stepped up, and we're going to make sure enough kids can get to Jeff's program this summer, and we'll make sure that he has a good list for next summer as well. So we'll keep that going and see what he brings to the curriculums for the fall. So tonight's been a great night. I appreciate and enjoy all of you. And with that, we'll say good evening and thank you for sharing conversations with entrepreneurs. Good night, everyone.
All right. It's been a pleasure.
Good night, everyone.